But I mean, looking at you guys are what, episode 25 now, 26 that you just released there?
Yeah, I think we just did 25.
Yeah. So, and just even in those first 25 episodes, like you
a lot
guys
of names in there.
Through like a pretty good who's who of the hockey world. So, I mean, if you're putting together just your dream guest, like whether it's from your childhood, current or former athlete, like who is on that sort of dream guest list that you would just love to have on the show at some point?
Yeah, I think so. I'm a little different than a lot. Like I get to talk to a lot of these players all the time. One of my things I always liked doing, and this goes back to kind of, again, my time at the Sens, is when we would play video games with the guys, I would never make them play hockey. Like you play hockey all the time, right? I would get them to play something else. Yeah. And then the flip side would be is if we ever had access to a celebrity or whoever, I would ask them specifically about hockey, right? Like I want to know what you, so I would like to bring in some more celebrity names. I'm not suggesting Justin Bieber, for example, but I would like to bring in some big, the Bill Burrs, right? Like the big celebrity hockey fans. I want to talk to them. Those are the people that, because then we can give them some insight. They can give us some insight. And so I think for me, like those are the ones that are going to be exciting, are the ones outside of the sport. So I'm hoping we will have some of those coming out. I don't know who, but that's where I think we'll have some fun. So there's a lot of people out there that are into hockey. And so I'd like to, the Sens never really had good celebrity fans though. We had a few. Anne Murray. So maybe we get Anne Murray on the show. I don't know. Yeah. Julia Robier.
Yeah. Carrie Underwood when Mr. Fisher was in.
Yeah, for a little bit. Yeah, I think she's pretty solid Nashville Predators now. But yeah, exactly. Yeah. So maybe that's something down the line. There was a while there where the Hillary Duffs and the Carrie Underwoods and stuff. So maybe these new players can start dating some of these celebrities, and we'll get them in.
Yeah, there you go. So if John Hamm or Margot Robbie are
sure, we'll take them.
We'll reach out to Craig. He'll
exactly just slide into the DMs, Margot Robbie.
There you go. Yeah. So you guys have also got your first Wally and Methot event coming up now that you guys
are golf thing. Yeah,
golf thing. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. But see, that's a Brent ran with that one. Brent and Faces, like they got together, and DIFD. I know that's something Marc's into as well. That came together super quick. I think that's how easy it was. Is they're like, hey, do you want to do a golf tournament? And they're like, yes. And they said, what about for DIFD? And everyone was like, yes. So I think it literally came together that quickly. So it's pretty nice when you can partner with some other big entities in the city like Faces and DIFD, and heading over to the Canadian. Like I'm excited to see how that's going to be. But that's also largely because I don't ever get to see anybody. So the thought of like any type of plan where a bunch of people are going to be around, like that sounds good to me. So I think that'll be a blast. And hopefully I think that's pretty good on the course. I've never seen Brent golf. He says he's okay, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited to see Brent swing some clubs, and we'll get the truth out. I hope he's terrible, and I hope he gets roasted for it, but I don't know. We'll see. He's probably better than I think.
I was going to say, so are we going to get any of that, like the match style content coming up there?
Yeah, somebody tweeted that at me yesterday. I think it was Kevin Lee tweeted at me yesterday. And that's where it's like, okay, well, let's get these guys partners then, right? Like that'd be fun. I threw out Meth and Eric versus Wally and Alfie, but there's a lot you can do there, right? Like just different, or maybe put Brent and Marc together and they got to go up against somebody. I don't know. There's some, I think that's the kind of stuff that gets my content brain going a little bit. So yes, that would be fun. That's something we've talked about doing for a while now that we can sort of be maybe outside together. It's like, well, what can we do outside together? So golf is one of those things, whether we just head to the range and knock some balls around and just chat. I don't know. So I think those are the fun things we're going to, and I like that other people are thinking that way too, because it means we're probably onto something.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see when you do pitch that idea to them there, whether they are on board with, exactly. Let's team up, or no, I'm burying this guy.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's where it's like, what would get them going? I think that they'd argue a lot either way. So it's if they were on the same team or they weren't, I think they'd go back and forth a lot. So that's fun. So I think that's what, and we just got to capture that and put it up online, and everybody wins.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys usually end your shows with some fan questions, and not all of it even has to do with hockey. Like some of it's like, who would you rather pair up with for the zombie apocalypse and stuff?
Yeah.
You run the show, the Wally and Methot show. We're going to end with 3 questions of Wally or Methot. So I'm going to give you 3 hypothetical scenarios. You tell me which of those 2 you're going to side with there. And hopefully this doesn't get you in any hot water when you go back to edit their show. So, All right. So you've entered into the famous Nathan's hot dog eating contest. You can take either Wally or Methot as your partner to eat as many hot dogs as you can. Who are you taking as your partner?
I think I gotta take Marc Methot, and that's largely just size. And he's like a horse, that guy. So I imagine he can probably eat more. Brent's been built the same his entire. I don't think and plus he's the pickiest eater I know.
Yeah.
That over the age of 5. So the hot dogs would be undercooked or over. Well, you wouldn't want undercooked.
There might be some dietary requests.
Yeah, there'd be sesame seeds on the bun, and I don't do sesame seed. That's my brand, I guess. I would take Marc Methot all day long. He could probably crush some dogs, I think.
All right. You have to bet your life savings on one of them winning a karaoke contest. Who do you choose?
I gotta go with Marc Methot again, only because I think to really do well at the karaoke thing is you got to go off the board. And if he goes metal,
yeah,
I think he'd make enough of a statement. Whereas the only way I really think we could get Brent to win is if we went the comedy route, which, by the way, I would love to see. So if Brent was singing, I don't know,
Single Ladies,
Beyonce, yeah, I was gonna go like Beyonce or something like that. I think maybe. But I haven't seen him dance, so I don't want to hitch my wagon to that horse without knowing. So I guess that's 2 for Marc. Okay, the last one's gonna have to be Brent, so hopefully it's a good question for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say there. Marc would come out to like Slayer, Raining Blood, or something like that, and get up there. He would lean into that. So it's funny you mentioned dance, because guess what?
Okay, good.
Here, all right.
Okay. Yeah.
In a head-to-head ballroom dancing competition, who wins? Lisa and Brent or Marc and Ellie?
I'm going to give this one to Brent, and it's just because he's so light on his little feet. Like I think that, you'd get a very stoic, non-smiley, which I think if we're doing kind of ballroom is probably best for him. He owns the most suits and has the most makeup out of all of us. So I would say he'd look the nicest. Yeah, I'll take Brent. Yeah, I'll take Brent and Lisa. And I think Lisa would lead, if I could add that in there.
There you go. Lisa will bring him home to the promised land.
Yeah. She'll do all the work and he'll just look pretty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, Craig, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us today. For those who are living under a rock and haven't heard of the Wally and Methot show and all the content you guys are putting out there, where is the best place for people to find you, whether it's social media or to stream the podcasts themselves?
Yeah, for sure. I always send people to YouTube. Just search out Wally and Methot on YouTube. That's where all the episodes go. But if you'd like little snippets and reminders when they post up, be sure to follow us on Twitter. Is probably the main place where we're the most active. So just at Wally and Methot on Twitter. But yeah, we got a little something for everybody. Instagram, if you want to mess around over there, Facebook, whatever. But yeah, I would say Twitter and YouTube. Swing by, throw a subscribe, throw us a follow, and stay tuned for episode 26 and beyond.